It's the Golden Age Pauldcast. Let's have a look at my poem. Where am I? Hey! I got a story. MCs get caught it. Off. You're soft. Okay, I'm going to turn off my headphones or take them off. They're not helping. Yoba Doba, and hello to all the sisters and the brothers and everybody out in TV land. What do they call me? I'm PJ Cote. And this here is none other than episode 15 of the Golden Age Pauldcast. My name's PJ Cote. I'm the hostess with the mostest, and the host with the most, and the host with the roast, with carrots and onions. Ready to roll it out. We do have the bug over here. Now, when you bug out, you usually have a reason for the action, so the action is to give viewer satisfaction, and that's how we do it here in the Golden Age Pauldcast. I had to reconnect some assets, and I have some different assets to show you. I'm fixing to show you my assets on television. Please don't censor me for showing off my assets. Here's an asset. Look. Look, that's my car. In case you weren't aware, I own a 2010 Acura ZDX. It's the coolest car on earth, and I can tell you more about it, but I was going to wait till season 2 to unleash this logo for the Golden Age Pauldcast, hosted by me, none other than your venerable and affable host with the most, PJ Cote. And this is what I call the Flourish logo. I kind of went bonkers over there with the Photoshops, and I found an old Flourish thing that I stole from the internet, and I didn't flourish it myself, sorry. But then I found a matching font. I found a really cool bohemian, maybe you would call it a Art Deco kind of turn of the century steez. You add some blur to the steez and you put it on a plate. Didn't quite fit, but you're not going to stretch it. Anyway, that's a fisheye shot. I am a professional photographer, professional in mindset only. And I'd be creating stuff for the Golden Age Pauldcast. And a lot of folks, okay, where's my bug? Let's get back to the bug. Where you go, bug? Where are you? No, that's not it. Where are you, bug? Oh, there you are, buddy. I'm reassessing my assets. I'm getting my assets in order. Once again, this is the Golden Age Pauldcast. If you're wondering what fit I'm rocking, this is the Erie Seawolves, which is my second job. I work for them, and this is an alternate logo that they created. This is the Erie pepperoni balls. As you know, pepperoni balls are, if you're an Erieite, they're a popular taste treat. It consists of a fried dough ball full of pepperoni and oftentimes cheese, but sometimes not. The pepperoni ball, much like the ox roast, is a perennial here in Erie, and the Smith's hot dogs as well. And if you have the opportunity to try pepperoni balls, take them out of your freezer and thaw them, and then you chuck them in your air fryer, and a good 10 to 15 minutes or however long you want it crispy. Get you some marinara on the side so you can get your dip on. You say freshly dipped. And so the pepperoni balls are, kind of like their third logo. They have the piñatas for the diversiones, whatever they call it, the El Hispanico aspect of it. Since the last time I visited here, and you guys know when it comes to the Golden Age Pauldcast that, hold on, PJ doesn't do a weekly show. PJ doesn't tell you guys to tune in on a certain day and time because PJ just follows his whims. He's a wind in the willows, speaks of himself in the third person, and I am reporting live here from Community Access Media here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Shout out to everybody involved in Community Access Media for keeping it as real as possible. So we decided to do a podcast today, me and Bella Ace. If you're wondering where's Bella Ace, she's currently zonked in my lap. Let's do a zoom out. Yes, I do have pants on. Oh, we can't really get all the way there. Well, let's pan down a little bit. It's a Golden Age Dogcast. Asleep in my lap cast. She don't give a crap cast. A yoba doba. This is the Golden Age Pauldcast. With me, PJ Cote. I am no jabroni. A yoba doba. All right, so I decided today, what am I going to do for a podcast besides adjust this mic because I'm OCD? Hi, Pinky. My name's PJ. It's pleased to meet you. I like how you doppel my voice, and you're good at stopping my peas from being too obnoxious. Yo, if there's anybody in the comments right now, can I get a little check? Can somebody check my peas to see if they're popping? And if anyone else is watching the live podcast, is anybody available to drop a comment and let PJ know if his audio levels are good on Audi Podcast? Is anybody capable of doing that? I'm going to have a look at my... Oh, there I am. Look. Okay, it looks like I'm live. I can see myself. When I click upon myself, I'm me talking to myself. Oh, look, I have like 2 logos. That's so cool. This isn't episode 8. This is episode freaking 15. I'm going to fix that in post, y'all. Anyway, I think I sound okay. And can I open... Let's open the live chat panel. Can we? Anyway, so I'm not going to get worried with the technical aspects of this. I'm going to assume everything's playing out. The music sounded good. My levels are good. I like where I'm at in this world, and so we'll just continue to look upon the screen. Now, when people say, okay, well, it's the Golden Age Pauldcast, but what are the tenets? You know, what does that entail, the Golden Age Pauldcast? Well, in order to become a space cadet of the Golden Age with me, we just have to understand a few basic principles. If you want to join the space cadets of the Golden Age, let's discuss this thusly. Being a space cadet of the Golden Age means that we know that we are all one. There's no separation. Human beings are all here at precisely the time they're supposed to be, at precisely the right place they're supposed to be, interacting with precisely the right humans they're supposed to interact with on a divine certain plan. Whatever assumptions you want to draw from that, you may. That means that there's no separation, meaning, you know, the good old creator, whatever you want to call him or her or otherwise, they've kind of set it up thusly so that we can experience ourselves and we can know our existence experientially. So like Alan Watts would say, it's like, you signed up to basically like, this isn't a paraphrase, but like it's a video game and you're the, progenitor, you're the main character, but you don't know how the video game's going to end. You don't know how the movie's going to end. You don't come into a movie knowing how it's going to end and expect to be entertained, right? So therefore, the Golden Age Pauldcast exists to remind us of our connections with one another. You may not like your family, you may not like certain people in your life, but they're supposed to be in your soul contract, or maybe even an amended soul contract here and there to resolve some shit you're supposed to resolve. So we don't have to necessarily like the people around us, but we have to love them. Because if they weren't supposed to be around us, then by golly, they wouldn't, right? So the Golden Age exists to kind of remind people that, there's different pieces of us, like puzzle pieces or facets in a gemstone, but they're all part of the same, group collective. So if you don't like the outcome of this and that, or, whatever sort of situation in the world is happening, you can't look at it and go, well, this isn't supposed to happen. No, this is wrong. This is the devil. No, you can't look at it that way, dude. Like, there's cooperation happening. Yeah, there's like opportunity to do a bad thing, but I don't think in the Golden Age we're talking about sin very much. I don't like the idea. I don't believe in it. I don't really, you believe whatever you want, but to me, sin is an outmoded concept. It was used to control people who are less intelligent and evolved than we are in 2025. So sin is just a concept to keep control over people who kind of don't really need to be controlled anymore. So you can choose to do the wrong thing, but it's just a matter of like, hey, are you doing Christ consciousness or like whatever? That's not religious. What's Christ consciousness? Be good to your fellow man. Somebody's hurt, somebody's harmed, somebody's in danger, somebody's whatever. Somebody needs $1. Putting yourself in their shoes, Way too many people. Wait, what's going on? Is there some sound? Gosh dang it. Hold on. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope that wasn't being heard. Christ. Anyway, so with the Golden Age Pauldcast sometimes comes snafus. I was hoping that audio wasn't coming through, and hopefully it wasn't, but if it was, please accept my humblest apologies because I don't have a crew production and my producer's asleep on my lap right now, so it can't be helped. It certainly can't. So, the Golden Age Pauldcast is here to enjoy our existences. And what are the other tenets? Human beings have certain value. Let's get paid what we deserve. Let's get enough hours in the day of free time to enjoy human experience, to go skateboard and go do comedy and go watch comedy and watch skateboarding and whatever you want to do with your life. The golden age is going to be, once we transcend the bullshit, we'll be getting on with having a good time. And that just, kind of looks the same as it looks now, except for we've retrofitted a lot of these technologies for fear, control, and paranoia, whatever, turning us into a robot state or whatever. We're not playing that crap anymore. We don't talk about current situations in the Golden Age podcasts. We simply get excited about the future, and in that future, we will get along a little better. We'll understand each other a little better. How's that, PJ? How are you going to understand each other better? Well, maybe we'll be a little more psychic. Maybe we'll be able to like just predict somebody. Like we'll just kind of know what they're thinking before they even open their yap. Mayhaps we'll get to the point where maybe we'll wake up and whatever dreams we had that night are kind of like, I don't want to say coming true, but like our dream life and our regular life are going to start to intersperse. They're going to intermingle a little bit. I'm sort of seeing an opportunity now where, podcasts, independent speakers who aren't beholden to the interests are speaking the truth, and the right people are drawn to them. And at some point, I'll catch on, and people will retroactively go back on my old podcasts and catch up. But in the meantime, I kind of just wanted to be a little more clear, because in every podcast, I'm like, well, I'll explain it later. But it's not really a thing to explain. It's just like, what are we going to do now? Once we transcend the bullshit, once the greed state is dismantled. And, the details will work themselves out, but we're not getting too caught up in worrying about the means to the end. The golden age exists to laugh and celebrate and talk about skateboarding, comedy, and Erie and fun and whatever. We have side niches here in the podcast. And we also sometimes have, errors that come up because I'm clicking 8 different windows and trying to do a thing. And I appreciate y'all showing love. So, and I just, I don't like to get into the controversial stuff, but like sometimes I get caught up in Facebooks and, interactions where, people are not, they're not celebrating the value of human life. They're telling us we got to work this much, that, anyone who needs something or is in a position of need is some kind of entitled person. Like, shit, yeah, we're entitled. We're all entitled. Like, stop being stubborn. Like, I work 80 hours a week, and that's a point of pride. My kids forgot my birthday. They don't know my name. Like, okay, work-life balance. It's not like hippie shit to be like, hey, we need a balance where we have more time off with our family to establish bonds, and we need more time off to travel, to go where we need to go. Yeah, in the golden age, you're not paying for your bus. You're not paying for plane tickets. You're not paying for a cell phone. You're not paying for the basic human rights that are involved in being a human who didn't give their permission to be born on Earth. That means we shouldn't have to pay for a phone because communication is essential and travel is essential. Bill Hicks said you can't slap a fucking price tag on everything. There you go. So in the Golden Age, yeah, a lot of the shit that you paid for that they slapped a fucking price tag on, we've removed a price tag. So it's simple. The transition's not going to be that difficult. So, you think about, Cash App, right? You need some money, you hit somebody up, they hit you back, or they need money, they hit you up. In either case, it's could be instantaneous. I guess you pay another $1.50 or something to send it right to your bank account. But in either case, that's kind of the analogy I'm using, where the Golden Age will take us into a place where, yeah, we can travel, we can be with the friends, we can interact, we can reconnect with family, and we can do it while working as well, because people love to work. You're not going to stop working, but you're not going to judge anybody else if they decide to stop working. Like maybe they decided their life path, maybe they were Captain Corporate for every other lifetime until now. Now it's their time to chill. Who are we to judge them? So that's it, dude. The Golden Age, I play a lot of comedy. I play a lot of skate footage. Probably won't play no skate footage today. But, maybe I will. I kind of wanted to pimp my boy Marcus as the best skater I know. So maybe I'll show some Marcus footage. Maybe I won't. We play it by ear on the Pauldcast. We're neither here nor there. So, but yeah, the rest of the Golden Age concepts are have something to do with bodily autonomy too. Like people have strong opinions regarding schmishmortion, they have strong opinions regarding schmirkemschmizhen. Certain things that, like for instance, my dog, I love her and I can't psychically ask her in a way that she can give me her permission to put her under anesthesia, split her body open and remove her reproductive organs. I don't get to grant that okay. If we're talking about cats or we're talking about other dogs that, maybe puppies would be a burden, that's a separate thing. But my 6.5 pound dog, even if she were to get knocked up, there'd be no such thing as an unwanted anything that would come from her. But that's beside the point. But the whole thing is bodily autonomy. So, I know a lot of people make decisions. I'm not a mother or I am a parent, but I've never had a boy. I've never given, never been a father of a boy, but I can't get that baby's permission to slice off 30-something% of their, nerves that will later evolve to enjoying sexual interaction more. So you can't get a baby's permission, and you see a lot of parents get pissed off and, a little overcompensating. And body shaming. Yeah, body shaming is okay if you're, depending on the circumstances. If you're, body shaming somebody for not being circumcised or something, but that happens too, man. But then we don't, I just don't think it's, me personally, part of the Golden Age is saying we don't get to make decisions for life. We get to allow that life to make the decisions for themselves, which then leads you to schmishmorshumen. So, it's funny they say pro-life or pro-choice. Again, I don't get involved in political stuff, but this is not really political. I think it's human rights. So life, the human body, a dude, his body, a lady, her body, there's always life. The eggs have life. The sperm has life. At no point is any part of the stuff not life. So what are we talking about? When does life begin? Nowhere in the equation of a man and woman's physical body is there not life. So that's a weird argument. But, it's an equal measure. The man is involved, has to be. The woman's involved, has to be. So there should be a happy medium or agreement to come upon any debates over whether you should end a life. So with the amount of humans in the world needing a baby who are going through IVF and other stuff, yeah, lots of babies available, okay? There's 9 months of inconvenience, 10 months of inconvenience, and then that baby gets to go on and be valued. In either case, I'm not pro or anything, anti anything. When you do anti, you just give something power. I'm pro human life. I'm pro the ability to live and have a choice. So it all makes sense, and it all comes together in the golden age when you just realize that life is valuable, and also humans, like, I'm asserting what humans are worth, what I believe as humans that are born on Earth without our permission, not against. I mean, it's part of the plan. Obviously, you're supposed to be born, but again, contractually, you never gave your okay. So what does that mean? Does that mean you get everything free? I don't, not necessarily, but does that mean that you have to be a wage slave? That you get to be living on a perennial razor's edge of whether you're going to make it or not? And that's purposely set up to keep you, from fighting the power. But I came in here, I do a podcast. Somebody's hearing this, somebody's listening, somebody will subscribe. You don't know. I have the ability to use whatever tiny platform, 173 subscribers, to speak my truth. I'd like to get more, but it's not even a thing about that. The right person will see this. If one individual hears this and decides that I'm not full of shit, fine. If 20 people decide I am full of shit and I get shitty comments and people calling me names, that's fine. But I don't have any real controversial opinions, to be honest with you. Like, it's only controversial because you're not acknowledging life and the value of life. So everything I do, everything I say, like, I don't give a shit about immigration. Like, the more the merrier. Bring people in. Like, I don't care about laws, man's law. The only thing that's important is God's law. That being said, the people are coming. There is nothing that's not supposed to happen. There's nothing happening in this universe that's not supposed to happen. How do you feel about the things? It's like you have a not enough mind state or you have an enough mind state. Not enough says there's not enough money, there's not enough land, there's not enough time, there's not enough resources, there's not enough justice. I've said this before, but if you think there's not enough land, go to fucking Wyoming. Check out, Montana for 10 minutes. You'll want to drive 90 miles an hour too just to get out of there. No, there's nothing there. There's plenty enough of everything for everybody. So you can't say, there's supposed to be all these people and these people want these people to vote. None of this shit, dude. Everything is supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen. Yes, there are UFOs, Virginia. Yes, there are, not even UFOs, they're just souls and life from other planets that are interacting here. And it really is this like good versus evil shit. It's not God versus the devil, but it's like positive vibration, positive energy versus shitty. I used the analogy from Monsters, Inc., the scream machine. The screams are fuel, and you have to know if you're being fed fear porn. Like, fear porn is words like chaos. It's chaos. No, like, it's pure projection. People need to understand, like, every time someone attacks you, they're just projecting their shit. They're not attacking you. They're attacking something in them that they don't like. They're not attacking you. They're attacking something in them that they don't like. Everything is projection. Nothing is not projection. But if you're wrong, if you screwed up, be accountable. Say, I screwed up. When I'm at work, I screw up. I'm like, yep, take it on the chin. Write me up if you need to. It's too late now. But yeah, dude, the golden age is just here, human. Come on over. Let's show you. Here's what you're worth. You came here. We're here to celebrate. It's the Garden of Eden. We're only convinced it's not because we watch TV. I feel bad for the old folks who still watch cable TV and they believe in all that fear stuff. Like, it's not too difficult to discern what is objective journalism. Is it bought and paid for by people who have an interest, or is it independent individuals like me who just want love in this world and just want cooperation and interaction for us to return to the cosmic party that we came here intending to take part in? Thank you very much. So the Golden Age exists so that we can celebrate and skateboard and hold hands with your loved ones and hang out with your family and tie a watermelon to the back of a canoe and run it down the river like I did when I was a kid. But yeah, that's me. I'm PJ Cote, and this is the Golden Age Pauldcast. If you've been listening to the last however many minutes of 27, good golly, 27 minutes of a raving lunatic over here trying to sell peace. But it's not hippie shit, man. Like, I used to be as far left as you could imagine a human being to be, like anarchist or whatnot, but I'm not right-wing now. I'm not anything, man. I'm just like literally have evolved my opinions on human worth and what we're supposed to do in this world and what we're not supposed to do. And there's a whole shit ton of things we ain't supposed to be doing that aren't that much fucking fun. And a lot of people have like resigned themselves like, I'm going to have to do this thing. You got family. I got people. I got to Yeah, dude, we're obligated to our family, to our pets, to our jobs or whatever, but family or friends, those things are more important than money. And I just hope people can get to a point of evolution where they're judging people based on their vibration, on their hug, on the aura, the intangibles that are what real people, how we really interact with each other and how we're supposed to. And can't complain, man. I'm here in Erie, Pennsylvania, living on the bayfront. Got my beautiful 6.5 pound Maltese sleeping on my lap. And I'm just as blessed as any human could be. One of the things that I was maybe hoping to show people is I had some photography. And let me do this for you here real quick. I'm going to go into my yesteryear photographs. And for just a moment, we're going to take a little break from my blabbing on the Golden Age Pauldcast. And I'm going to go ahead and just give you a little second here. Let's transition over here to that. And have a look at a picture or two while I play some tunes. This is the Golden Age Pauldcast. My name is PJ Cote, and this is some of my photography. Please enjoy that, and I will play a beautiful tune whilst we enjoy it. Enjoy this ambient break of tongue drum and classic photography. Yeah, this is the Golden Age Pauldcast. I'm still PJ Cote. What's up, jabronis? I am no phony. And we're doing some different things today. I just played some tongue drum tunes while I showed you some of my photography. You are quickly becoming a main player on the stage here and a space cadet of the Golden Age, along with me, your host, the venerable and affable PJ Cote. You know me from such things as the Golden Age Pauldcast and Robots for Your Feet. It's a show I have on YouTube's, whereupon I discuss sneakers and sneaker shoes that I order from Temu and other venerable Asian conglomerate websites, and I blow the corona dust off them, and then I rock them. So if you follow my page here on YouTube's at the Golden Age TV Show, I would love for you to do that. And then I'm on Spotify. You can find the Golden Age Pauldcast on the Spotify. I'm recording it right now so I can make sure this episode is uploaded. Hopefully I do it right. You never know. But I'm PJ Cote, and sometimes I do things not perfectly. But this is only episode 15 of the Pauldcast, and we keeps it realer than most humans. And we're going to keep this going. So I wanted to maybe explore a little bit of the recordings here, because I have some tunes and I have the photographies. And let's go back and enjoy photographs. And I'm going to play a new tune for you. Fanfare, 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 so much fanfare, fanfare and love, so much fanfare for PJ Cote, his photography and his music. Good God, is he ever pimping his own freaking crap right now? It's actually ridiculous. I don't really care for it, but, he's going to toot his own horn, because, by golly, if he doesn't toot his own horn, who in the shit is going to toot it for him? We're not tooting horns or anything around here. Nobody's tooting horns. You got to toot your own, bro. I'm trying to find another song, and I'm just running my mouth in between. Anyway, so I make tunes, I make music for the masses, and I make photography. Just real quick, let me just talk about some of this stuff. So this is yesteryear photographs, because I obsessively organize all my stuffs. And when I'm doing that, of obsessively organizing the stuffs, I put them into categories, and the categories are yesteryear photographs. So this is like stuff that it looks old. Maybe there's no new car in the shot. Maybe I've cropped out something new to the side of it. But they all have an old feeling to them, even if they're newer photographs. But classic vehicles and whatever the hell. So I'll keep talking, and then, maybe I'll put some more tunes on here. We can have some more tunes. Let's listen to some tunes while we do our thing. This is all cartridge music that I've made, because I'm good like that. Let's enjoy more of my photography along with some musics. Yeah, that's the Golden Age Pauldcasts. One of the tunes that's made by none other than Cartridge. Cartridge.bandcamp.com is where you'll go to download all those tunes for freaking free. Yes, you may. So we're popping back over here. Let's go back. Oh, there I am again. Rock you like a hurricane. Let's bring back my little bug. So we keep bugging out. We keep bugging out here in the Golden Age Pauldcast. Anyway, that's some of my photography. I have slideshows, many slideshows set up. As far as the photography, if you saw an image there, something really resplendent that you just can't live without and would like for your personal collection, let me know. I'll make a print. I'll sell you one, or work out a trade, or something real interesting. PJ Cote does photography. PJ Cote also does the skateboard videos, and so many things. It's hard to keep track. But if you're interested in purchasing anything from PJ Cote, then we can work something out. Leave a message in the comments, or holler at your boy, Cote Galaxy at Gmail, COTE Galaxy at gmail.com, if you want to holler at your boy. So we got some more photographies to go over. I think maybe we'll take a break on the photographies. I think what I wanted to do, one of the main things I wanted to do, was kind of play with my recorder here on my telephono. And while we're not going to be looking at footage of, a bunch of video of me looking at a phone, I am going to go through my recordings. And, over the last 5 or 6 months since I got my new phone, it's got a recorder function. I don't even think the last one had a recorder function. And when I come up with a bit, whether good, bad, or otherwise, I'll record it. And so I'll play the beginnings of these maybe and kind of, realize what I'm talking about. And I'll see if this is safe for final final dispersion of jokage. So instead of start at the bottom like I did last time and then I just immediately gave up, I am going to keep this going here. Some of these are like music, some of them are jokes, and some of them are like dumb raps I come up with. But we're gonna play along here and see what we can come up with. Maybe I'll just play what's recorded, or I'll stop it and say it better. But here's the Golden Age telephone. And if you want any Golden Age stickers like that, let me know. I may need to print up some more if there's any interest. So if you find a sticker very interesting and you want one, please holler at your boy. Selling all types of stuff. Art, old shoes. I got a lot of sneakers from the television show, Robots for Your Feet, hosted by me, Paul the Shoegazer. And might even sell you some of the sneakers on the episodes. If you watch one of those episodes of Robots for Your Feet, hosted by PJ or Paul the Shoegazer, you may see a pair of sneaks. They're all around 10 to size 11. But you want one for your collection? Holler at your boy. Everything is for sale except for my dog here in the Golden Age. So let's find a joke here. What's this joke?
I hate it when Hispanic people start to unnecessarily try to spell their last name, which never has any variances. They'd be like, it's spelled Villalba. I'm like, okay, Villalobos, okay, the village of the fucking wolves. All right, I already know this one. I've used my brain's predictive text to do that already. Just stop. I hate it.
I like that because your brain's predictive text. I'm really good at work of predicting people's names. If they say their name is, Moskowitz, I know how to spell it. I'm pretty good with spelling, and then that's how I get on my caller's good side, is by being really good at spelling their names that are often obscure and everybody gets wrong. Why? Because my name's Cote. C-O-T-E. 4 letters and 2 accent marks. 50% of my fucking name is encumbered with an accent mark. How fucking pretentious is that? I have a circumflex over the O, which is an upside-down V, and no circumflex has nothing to do with your opinions on circumcision, which I've already stated earlier. No, and an egu over the E, which is like a sideways apostrophe, or opposite. So egu, that's not an infant baby babble, folks. We're talking real human words. So my name is as hard to pronounce as a name with 4 letters could ever possibly be. Therefore, I can relate. So, all right. So I guess I'm going to make jokes and then comment. I don't know how this is going to work.
This guy was leaving a snarky comment on a Facebook or whatever, and I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I can't take people's opinions seriously when they misspell words. And then he comes at me later, and he's like trying to attack me, and he's like, I noticed that you used a period at the end of one of your comments, and also, what word did I misspell?
So I guess if you don't know the word you misspelled, then you've misspelled it, right? And also, I guess, did he get me on that? Am I supposed to not leave a fucking period at the end of a sentence? Are the rules different for internet comments? I thought a period was to indicate a definitive end of a comment. I mean, I guess it can end the beginning of end of a sentence. So I guess maybe, am I wrong? Could I put a period at something that didn't have a sentence that followed it? English majors, please chastise me so I can know that I was wrong. And that guy who was trying to nitpick my shit, maybe he was right or had a point. Hold on. What's going on here? Thought I heard some noise. I'm getting paranoid. All right, let's go through more jokes. Yeah, these are jokes. I'm losing my mind. Someone's talking in another room and I'm hearing it. What's this one? Is this a song? Oh, yeah. I'm going to... all right, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, I'm going to go back to more pictures because I have another song. I have a song to play you. Okay, let's watch... Ooh, let's do this. Let's watch one of my video parts. No. Okay, hold on. Okay. We're going to watch one of my video parts, and then I'm going to play this song with it. How's that sound? Let's do that.
A pack of 50. Right? Can I get rechargeables?
Remix Master. This is me playing with my organ and my skateboard at the same time. I'm my own soundtrack.
Oh, this is cool. I have 2 drum kits now. That's Andy Lipple. I got a whole bunch of them. I got one.
The court is in session. Honorable. Fuck your mama.
Anyway, that happened just now. What do you think? I just bought a new chord organ. It's a chord organ from the 60s. I acquired it from a local purveyor, local musician named Kevin. Shout out to Kevin Brown who sold me my chord organ. And I was just jamming the other night and played that song. It was all mic'd up with some effects, and we were corning around the other night with Cam and the homies in Grand Rising, and I picked up a chord organ, and that was a improv little jam I just made on my chord organ. So we are going through my comprehensive list of jokes and songs and improvisations, and just keeping it as real as any human could possibly do. Let's listen to another joke.
Oh, by the way, there's no such thing as mom bod. All that is you just didn't clean up the fairgrounds after the fucking carnival left town.
Woo! Controversial take. That's bad. Yeah, I'm proud of my dad bod, but I don't believe in mom bod, you know? They're bods are bods for different reasons, so take offense if you like. It's comedy. Comedy's supposed to be comedy. If somebody's feeling targeted, that's okay. Make a joke about homeschool twin, please, so I can take it personally. What's next? What other jokes we got here? We're making jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes and ha 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 spaghetti. Okay, you ready?
Start a real estate blog and call yourself Mort Gage.
I don't know if I like that one. I was trying to do a theme like Okay, I said start a football blog and call yourself Linus Crimmage. And that's kind of a play on that. Call yourself Mort Gage. That's not quite as good. It's not quite as good, but it's okay. What's next?
Sometimes I'll just blurt out random statements to convince people that I know anything at all about sports. I'll be like, yeah, you hear about that latest trending tweet? Yeah, this ain't the first time Dan Bilesma has been released from his duties, and it won't be the last, I tell you.
Shout out to Dan Bilesma as the reference in that joke. He was the Pittsburgh coach for a brief time. I think he won the cup in 2009, and then it was like fired the next season or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's my Dan Bilesma joke in case you were really itching for one of those today. What else do we have? Ooh, it's some music. Okay. We don't need all that. So we did a couple of jams that I recorded, and I could play those later. But let's see what's next. Let's see what other terrible humor I have here.
Meanwhile, at the Southern Baptist Strip Club. Alrighty, praise God. We got us another hot sweltering Sunday night here at the Psalm 69 Gentlemen's Club. And coming up next onto the stage, her cups sure do runneth over if you ask me. And don't anoint anybody over here with oil or otherwise any other bodily fluids when she's out here. Please welcome onto the stage Shirley Goodness.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell in the house of titties forever. Wow. Coming up next hour, I'm guest DJing here at the Psalm 69 Strip Club here in beautiful Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Coming up next on the stage in her sinful nature and devilish ways. Insert name of Christian stripper at the end of that. I called her Shirley Goodness. Really, that's like the whole gist of that joke is calling her Shirley Goodness, which may or may not be good. I didn't say all the jokes were good. I just said they were jokes. We're exhausting all of our jokey resources here. Okay, we already did that one. What's the next joke that's not safe for work?
What's a dog's favorite part of the house? It's the roof.
What's a dog's favorite part of the house? All right, am I doing fucking Laffy Taffy jokes now? That one would have been amazing coming out of a 5-year-old. That would have been astounding. I'd laugh my ass off.
What's a dog's favorite part of the house? It's the roof.
I'm sound biting myself. This is amazing. All right, let's keep this going. I feel like I'm pretty funny right now. So we're gonna keep this rolling. We are how long? 54 minutes into the Golden Age Pauldcast, and we are exhausting comedy bits from our phone in lieu of an actual comedy act. And then when I do comedy out in the live world, some of these bits will happen. You're like, I already heard it on the podcast. For the 7 people who watch the podcast, good for you. Let's see what's next.
Abusive boyfriends are funny. They're so hilarious. Those dudes, they just found like this one girl that's like will put up with them being mean to them. And they'll just like do whatever they tell them. Like, sorry girl, like you gotta go get the monster coffees, you gotta go to Sevi and get the beef sticks and bring all the dog food back because I gotta finish this level. I'm on this level and like, why don't you respect my space? And my God, this is about respect, okay? You don't respect my goals enough. I gotta get past this level and the dog needs to eat. So what are we talking about here?
Domestic abuse jokes, huh? Are they relatable? I don't know. God. You know, we're telling jokes. You know, people can get mad. They. You know what? The 7 people who watch this, please express your disgust and outrage in the comments.
Now, the only issue I have with trans...
Oh, I gotta save that.
Hey, why did the vampire call in sick to work, bro? He was feeling really blah that day.
What in the fuck? I don't even remember half the shit I say. Why did the vampire call in sick to work? He was feeling very blah. Somebody please cancel me before I have a chance to catch on. Okay, what's
I was
next?
talking to one of my friends, and he says to me, "What's like the left became the right, huh?" I was like, "Pretty much, huh? That's kind of true, huh?" He's like, "Okay, well, in that case, then I was on the left, and I was right, but then I left the left and went to the right because the right was right. So I left the left over to the right, which became right. Left used to be right, but now the right left from the left. Therefore, now the right's become right. Right?"
If you really listen to that, it's actually makes perfect sense, even though it doesn't seem to be. Anyway, that's probably the closest to any political horse shit I'll get on in this world.
Hey, why did the vampire call in sick to work, bruh?
We need this again.
He was feeling really blah that day.
Somebody cancel me just right this second. I need to go.
Shout out to the celebrities who have gotten older and gotten so much plastic surgery that we don't recognize who they are anymore. And we're not supposed to be like, who is that again? Jay who? Jay Wow? Jay Wow, you don't look like the same fucking person at all anymore.
Jay, wow, you look nothing like your fucking former self. I'm going to clean that joke up. Yeah, that's good. Jay, wow. Okay. All right, maybe. Some of them are throwaways. We decide whether they're going to throw them away. Like, honestly, I would have deleted it by now if it was a throwaway. I think some of them need work, but that's what we're here. We're here to work on jokes. You can steal them all.
Did you ever start
Steal these
writing a joke
jokes.
And you just wrote down like a few words, like, "Oh, that'll remind me of the funny bit that I thought of." And you look at your piece of paper like a couple weeks later, and you're like, "What the fuck is Polymer Princess?"
I have at least 5 jokes that I wrote 2 words to try to remember them. I'm like, I have no idea what those 2 words mean or how I'm supposed to. Sometimes I'll just come up with a new joke based on those 2 words. I can't even remember it. It's amazing. Anyway, let's do a few more.
Do you ever have one of your like coworkers jump in on an argument with you just out of like false alliance with you just because you work together? They're like, "Hey man, you mess with somebody in the Smoky Bones family, you mess with all of us."
You messed with one person in the Smoky Bones fam, bro. You messed with all of us. I just like that that's a reference to Smoky Bones. Shout out to my homie Charlie Shipley, who is in the Smoky Bones family. Smoking Charlie Shipley. I miss you, buddy.
What's up with weird names and these prescription drugs lately, man? Like, what is Zep-bound, man? That sounds like you're on your way to see Robert Plant and Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones and whatnot. I miss the days when the drugs had just regular names like Quaaludes, like a Q followed by 2 A's.
Zep-bound. Yeah, I was happy that I could remember all 4 members of Led Zeppelin in that bit. So, shout out to me for remembering the 4 members of Led Zeppelin.
What's up with weird names and these prescription drugs lately?
Okay, that voice that I'm doing, I think it's a character I'm developing. His name may or may not be Brody. He may have a small set of super cornball jokes while he's waiting for his order of jalapeno poppers upstairs.
I don't think people give New Yorkers enough credit. It's like, yeah, they're angry people, but at least they like take ownership of that anger. They like wear it on their sleeve. Like, yeah, I'm fucking pissed right now. Fuck this guy. I want to fucking murder him. His whole fucking family. Dump him in a shallow ditch in Jersey, but I'm pissed right now, okay? But, it's gonna pass. It'll be over with in a few minutes, and I won't be mad anymore. I won't want to murder these people, but for right now, fuck these guys. Because I've been learning in therapy, like you gotta let the emotions flow over you like, water. It's here and then it's gone, so we're working on it. But in the meantime, fuck this guy and his whole fucking lineage.
Yeah, New Yorkers are angry, but they're only angry momentarily. That's the point of that bit. What's next, PJ?
If you have a dinner guest over that you don't care for, show them your disdain passive-aggressively by giving them the spoon that got caught in the garbage disposal.
That spoon is going to be uncomfortable for your mouth. And if you don't have a garbage disposal, this joke doesn't apply to you. Get a garbage disposal. Grow up. What's next?
If you have a dinner guest over,
There he is. All right, one more. Let's do one more.
I have poor impulse control. I was driving with the car dealership guy to go to a credit union and give them a check so I can buy this car, but in order to do that, we had to cross Missouri into Kansas, right across 5 minutes into Kansas, and go to the credit union and come back. And as we crossed in, I'm like, I'm gonna have to. And he's like, what? I'm like, never mind. And then as soon as we got the check and drove back, literally crossed back into Missouri, I was like, we're not in Kansas anymore. I just couldn't. I can't help myself. It has to happen.
How in the fuck can you not be in Kansas anymore and not say that you're not in Kansas anymore? Like, I don't even have impulse problems. It's just like, it's so incredibly appropriate that you would have to say that. Some people don't get that reference. Maybe it's because it's from 1939. Who knows?
I need a girl who's willing to let me call her a slut, but like only when we're doing it. Like not out, just when we're doing it. Like we're doing it, you say that. Like you'll be in the middle of it with a girl, and you be like, "Oh yeah, you taking that? You like that? You slut? Wait, what? No, stop penetrating. Wait, what did you? Look, I'm not a slut, okay? Just because we're fucking right now and you're penetrating inside my body does not make me a slut, okay? Well, it's just in the context of the dirty talk, lady. I mean, like, sorry. Why don't you just call me a whore instead? Like, that's way better. But how's that better? It's a person who gets money for sex versus somebody who just gratuitously hands it out. How is that better? I don't know, but I don't care. Just do it. Make me a whore. I'm like, fine, whore. Shit, God. Here's a fake 20 so we can make this thing look official.
Okay, I do have some dirty jokes. They'll happen one day. I got a whole dirty set I'm working on, but that's part of it. And here's one. You may not like this one because it's a controversial opinion, but that's okay. I don't dislike a whole lot, but I definitely don't care for this one band. Listen.
I know I'm about to make a polarizing statement right here, but I hate the fucking Grateful Dead. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I love all Deadheads. All Deadheads have been very cool and accommodating, but their fucking music sucks. I'm so not sorry to have to say that to people. Like, oh, but you said what was it? And then everyone always comes up to me like, okay, this is the one Grateful Dead song that will change your mind about Grateful Dead song. And then they play it, and it's like, ding, 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 some bluegrass, whatever the fuck. It's all jangly and high-pitched. Like, where's the low end? Where's the bass, Grateful Dead? Where's the bass? That's why I can't fuck with it. It's all the way up on the top register. I can't do it. And then people are like, oh, well, you like bass? What about the string cheese incident? Sound Tribe sucked their... Like, no, I don't want to hear any of it. Every jammy thing is just like... And then the lyrics are just like worse than even like inane rock and roll lyrics, right? They're just like... It's like they're forced to come up with words for every jam band. Like, no, we don't want to do words. What's words? We just want to masturbate up and down the neck of our guitars for 22 minutes at a time. And then when they do come up with words, it's just like, Mr. Postlethwaite is the postman at Mangle Valley, Arkansas. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Mr. Postlethwaite is the postmaster at the Mangle Valley Post or something. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. I have a lot of friends who are deadheads, and I love you. I love y'all unconditionally, but I cannot love unconditionally your music. And I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry as well. So let's keep it going. What's next?
I need a girl who's willing to...
I already said that. All right, let's do some more jokes because you guys are obviously, if you're watching, maybe just go do something else and listen because I'm just literally standing here with a dumb phone showing jokes.
If your Indian meth head neighbor's making too much noise, you can just pound on the wall and be like, hey, shut the fuck up, chicken tweaka masala.
Chicken tweaka masala. Some of these work. Some of them are good. Some of them ain't. I'll let you decide.
I like nachos way better than tacos because nachos are basically tacos that have already fallen apart. And since I've already fallen apart, I can relate to that much more. Why hold a taco in my hand when I know it's going to collapse into shards of nothingness? So I just skip to the fucking chase, and then I eat the nacho plate, which represents the charged, soggy memories of my life that has fallen to pieces, much like the nachos.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean that one up a little bit, but yeah, that's a great analogy, right? The whole thing about like tacos fall apart and we love them too, but nachos are even more because nachos have already fallen apart, much like my existence, bro. All right, so these are random. I don't know. They're not titled or labeled, so we're deciding if we want to play them, but let's keep it rolling.
So when I enter into my next relationship, there's probably a few things I'll have to explain to her from the outset. One of them is that I still enjoy blowing my snot rockets into the bathroom sink and then sing them into the abyss later. Even though I do have Kleenexes, one of the only bachelors that has a box of Kleenex that has Kleenexes in it. And then, she'll be like, why is there bite marks in the stick of butter from the fridge? I'd be like, and she'll be like, is that a unit of measure? I mean, was this a part of a meal you prepared for others?
Yeah, I don't want to have to explain things. I like my life as it is.
You guys remember when television networks had easy to remember names? They were just acronyms like CBS or NBC or even ABC, and they stood for something. And then Fox came along and ruined it. Not only does Fox stand for nothing, it's named after an animal. That was a bad trend to start. Now we got networks with all kinds of screwy names. Like Peacock. We got a network called Peacock. Peacock. That doesn't sound like a television network. That sounds like something a gay guy would brag about his sexual exploits in the 80s. Oh my God, from 78 to 84, it was just peak cock for me. That was Peacock. Peacock. That was the Peacock network. I had a network of cock to peek at. Yes.
Wow. The Peacock Network. Yeah, motherfucker. Represent on the beat from a record that I sampled. Check it out. Much love in the house. Golden Age Pauldcast. I'm PJ Cote. I got my dog with me. Her name is Bella ACE. Who wanna come step and come and get with me? I got the best ill rap proclivities, and intensities to get the best of these with the bestest steez. Sometimes I fuck up a beat, sometimes I fuck up a rhythm, but I still kick 'em. This is an instrumental that slaps, so I spit to it. And I into it. What's the best way to do it? Incongruous. Okay, whatever. That wasn't perfect, but you hear me freestyle. I don't often freestyle on a Golden Age Pauldcast. Let's do one more. From the top, motherfuckers. Yeah. Introducing. My name is Bless. I do things best in the way that I dress up with a red hat and shirt. As I flirt with all the girls in the world. As I make them all squirt with the style that I exert. It is quite worth it. The way I do shit. Rather turgid in a way you couldn't splurge it. Check it. Yeah. Stop. Baby, what's that sound? Everybody look what Bless got down. Bless got down. Representing in a way that's best in the session. Motherfuckers don't know when it's coming, but it's coming with many blessings. Okay, that's enough. This is just me and my dog singing together. What do you think, Bella? Anyway, that's me and my dog singing together. What else do we got going here? Got some more jokes?
I just saw a vehicle for a florist drive by delivering flowers. They were called the Allburn Florist. I'm like, dang. Dear Allburn Florist, I hope you never encounter an arsonist with a strong sense of irony.
That could just be a small joke. Dear Allburn Florist, I hope you never encounter an arsonist with a strong sense of irony. That's a smart joke. I don't know if it's going to work. That might go on the cutting room floor, guys. We're just working it out right now. Leave in the comments any of these jokes that hit. Tell me what landed and tell me what's bland, kid.
I want to make a t-shirt that says Donald J. Trump, 2 times proven woman beater. Then I'll wear it to like some Trump thing and people start getting all pissed off. Screw you, libtard, you cuck. Who are you, bro? Donald Trump never beat any women. It's proven. I'm like, bullshit, it wasn't proven. It's absolutely proven he beat 2 women in a national televised United States presidential election, dipshit.
It is true. He is a 2-time woman beater. 2-time proven woman beater.
If you want to get fired from your customer service job, you can do it discreetly and just claim ignorance. They'll be like, I'm sorry, what was that name, Mr. Harris? Is H is in Hitler? What? All right, okay, your name is Rigsby, that's R's in rape? I'm sorry, you said S? Is that S is in statutory?
I haven't been fired yet, but, you never know. That's a trick I'll pull if I ever really need to collect unemployment for a while.
The only time I ever had sex with a Jewish girl, she orgasmed in like 30 seconds after insertion. I was like, damn, you guys are the chosen people.
Ooh.
I do not like it when people do stuff just because other people do it. Like, other people do a thing. Like, if you have a Jeep, you gotta put a duck. You gotta put a duck in the Jeep. You gotta put 4 ducks in the Jeep. You gotta have 18. Tomorrow you have to have 27 ducks. And next week there's 144. It's a lot. It's gonna be a whole gross of fucking ducks. And now I have a duck for my rim. I have 4 duck rims. Instead of metal rims, they're now rubber ducky rims. And now instead of the horn honker, like when you honk a horn, like when you honk it, it doesn't go, it doesn't do that anymore. Now it goes, rubber duckies, you're the one. You make math time so much fun. And then I crash because my horn's not a horn, it's a Muppet.
Your horn's not a horn, it's a Muppet. Yeah, that's a joke I'm developing, the ducks on the Jeep. You need 100 ducks. No, 400 ducks. Oh my God, just paint it yellow like a fucking, just cover it with feathers. It's duck feathers. Just cover it. Just make it ducky. Just fucking duck it up properly. Oh my God.
Hey, if your name is Steven and is spelled with a PH in the middle, just know that if you shorten it, you're obligated to pronounce it Steve. Like, if I meet you and you're like, "Hey, I'm Steve," and I'm like, spell your name. He's like, "Oh, Stephe," and I'm like, "Okay, Steve."
What up, Steve?
Roger that, Steve. He's like, "No, it's Steve." No, it isn't.
No, it's never been.
Steve.
It will always be Steve. It will be Steve for the end of time. If you're listening to this and your name is with a PH, you have to be Steve. If anybody's listening who's a friend named Steven with a PH, they are Steve. If anything follows me, if you take anything home from this Golden Age Pauldcast today, is that Steve is a thing, and it needs to be purported that every Steve is not a Steve if they have a PH in their name. They're Steve.
Here's my impression of Fred Flintstone in the middle of a wife swap with Barney. Yabba dabba, don't touch it that way, Barney. She don't like it. Yeah, well, she don't seem to be complaining to me there, Fred.
Yeah, I have a couple of jokes I do of like cartoon characters trying to molest each other or involved in sexually explicit situations. Yabba dabba, don't touch it like that, Barney. It's not that good. Actually, I like it. You won't. You don't like it. I like it. That's all that matters.
My impression of.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that if you're named Steven.
Oh, I already got that one.
Hey, somebody told me that the technical name for female to male gendered surgery is called an addictomy. Is that guy wrong?
No, but that joke is. It's not good. That's yeah. We gotta delete that one.
Transgender women be like, I keep that thing on me.
Okay, that's good. We're keeping that one.
I know how to get a good job getting around all this DEI bullshit as a straight, white, middle-aged, heterosexual male. They'll be like, oh, which box do you mark? I'll be like, I mark as non-binary because I'm a cosmic starseed and my human vessel does not fit into any defined category of male or female. Furthermore, I eschew labels entirely. If you had to categorize me, I'm like the beds at Schrute Farms. I'm custom made and I don't conform to any standardized sizings.
And then they hire me just because I'm a master of filibuster bullshit. It might work.
I prefer nachos because nachos...
I already did that one.
Hey, do a perverted sex rap.
Hey, no.
Please don't give me the power of time travel because I would use it for one reason and one reason only, and that's to go back to 1981 so I can give oral sex to Juice Newton.
While my finger is in the butthole of Roseanne Cash. Circa 1982. But that's just me. That's my and that's my thing is like, that was the joke I had earlier about the transgender people. It's like, okay, I have a fantasy too. All right. You know, you don't have to indulge me in my fantasy, do you? My fantasy is to, use the only time you could go back in time to transport myself to 1981 and give oral sex to Juice Newton whilst I finger the butthole of Roseanne Cash, circa 1982. But that's my fantasy. That's my weird shit. You don't have to subscribe to it. You don't have to, oh shit. Oh, this stupid thing. I moved my hand again, and the safety mechanism came on, changing the whole steez. Oh, well. At any rate, yeah, so I have weird fantasy, and I'm not forcing you guys to play along with mine, so don't force me to play along with yours. What else do we have here?
Give me the power of time travel because
Please don't do it.
English food's not real. English people are pranking us with that shit. It's not real. They don't really eat that. They eat hamburgers like us, right? It's like, oh, let's show this to the Yanks. And there's like a plate. And it's got beans. Oh, no, a speck of pepper on it, mate. Just like beans in some kind of light gravy. And then some underboiled gray sausage, undersized sausages to one side. And like bread. They call it toast, but it just looks like bread. It's not toasted. And then I spit a little loogie of mashed peas, mushy peas, in the corner of the plate. A weirdly bright green loogie of mushy peas.
Yeah, English food isn't real. We're being pranked. We're being punked by English food. They really don't. They just go home and drink a cold beer and eat a pizza like the rest of us. We've just been getting punked for the last 80 years. No, you guys don't drink warm beer and eat plain beans off of a piece of bread. That cannot be real in anybody's world.
I think part of loving somebody truly is just accepting them for who they are, no matter what, even if their ideas are really weird or stupid. It's like, okay, honey. So your new idea, you're going to crochet disembodied fingers and limbs with red yarn for blood and then sell them on an Etsy community to fellow true crime enthusiasts? Cool. All right, I'm going to go skateboarding.
I like that joke. I like it, and I think it works, and I'm going to keep it.
So I was watching this YouTube video. This guy's giving a tour of his storage unit that he was living out of. He was running power to it. He had a couch in there and a hot plate and a toaster oven, charging station. It's like, holy shit, this guy's got the whole surround sound set up in his storage unit. And I'm kind of laughing, and then the camera pans, and I see, like, on one wall, he's got, like, a little marker board, and it says, to-do list. I'm like, holy shit. This guy lives in a storage unit. He's got a to-do list. Is number one on the fucking to-do list, get myself a proper fucking domicile? To-do list.
Now, I was, like, thinking about that joke, and, like, this is a true thing that happened, like, I saw this guy in the video, but, like, as I was telling that story and that joke, I feel like it changed. Like, sometimes you kind of think of a joke and like you realize like that's not a joke for you. That's a joke for a different comedian. And then I realized that joke should have been for like Sam Kinison, rest in peace. Like literally the joke just kind of turned into a Sam Kinison joke the way I thought about it. I was like, you do the whole lead up, right? Oh, this and this, and he's got the storage bins and this and the charging station and the to-do list. And he's like, maybe number one on that to-do list, if I were you and I'm not you, if I were in your shoes, if I were you, maybe number one on the to-do list would be to get a real fucking job. Oh, get a fucking real place to live. Oh, and like, you can't be Sam Kinison, but is it okay to impersonate dead comedians? Like if you come up with a joke and it seems like a Mitch Hedberg joke, can you just tell it like Mitch Hedberg? He's not around to complain. I do have an impression of Norm Macdonald, I do, and if you haven't heard this, I'll do it for you. But every time sometimes I get bummed or depressed or like sad, and I'll be like, oh, screw you, God, screw you, divine creator. Well, where's my blessings today? How come I haven't had a beautiful blessing yet this afternoon? God, what gives, dude? If I ever get mad and start yelling at God, like now, ever since Norm passed away, he answers in the voice of Norm Macdonald. So I'm like, screw you, God, what's your problem? Like, how come you can't let me find a good girl? How come I ever can't find any semblance of, satisfaction and contentment in my life? And God's like, what are you talking about, guy? What about all those fat girls I sent you, huh? What about that long, uninterrupted, decades-long string of fat chicks I sent you, huh? What? You're not interested in any of those? What gives, guy? What about all the fat girls, huh? I don't know if that's a good Norm or not, but God love you, Norm. You were the best to ever do it, probably. Probably the best to ever do it, Norm Macdonald. We're about to wrap this up. I think I've gone all the way through February. We've gone all the way back to February, and I think we may have enough time. Oh man, there's a lot. I'm gonna go through January. All right, we're gonna run through January. We're at 1 hour 23. Yeah, we can do January, and we may not be all of them, but we're gonna run through the rest here. These are jokes that I've recorded. And they're not exactly perfect or polished, but they're a start. And now you can't rip me off because I've put all my jokes here on the internets and put it into a comedy act later and spoil it for everybody. Oh, camera's still moving. I was just a part of a elevator music song I thought was so cool. And, we're going through here. What's this? That must be a song. Okay, let's do some more jokes. We got jokes here?
People talking about short kings. Give a short king his flowers. I'm like, what? I thought Biggie Smalls was the illest. It's not like Smallsy Big was the illest.
That was a joke I came up with probably on cannabis, right? Biggie Smalls. I think is that a Brody joke? Everyone talking about short kings, bro. Short kings. Like Biggie Smalls is the illest, right? I thought nobody ever said Smallsy Big was the illest. What is this short king bullshit, brah? I don't know, maybe. We're working on it. What's next?
I don't give a fuck about any of this transgender bullshit because when they get down to brass tacks, everybody's got a butthole. That's my preferred point of entry anyway. Fucking squabbling over nothing. Splitting hairs.
That's a good point. PJ, you made a good point right now. Just fuck the butt. Doesn't really matter. Everything else, just shut your eyes tight and put it in the pooper. You sick. Man, you sicko. You sicko. You and your podcast saying sick things. You're sick. No, I'm not.
Hey, man, if you ever start thinking about how much you want this one girl or whatever, how much you want her, you gotta get that out of your mind, man. Wants ain't for girls, man. You don't want nothing, man. Wants are for guitars, man. Want. That's the only wants you want, man.
That one works, too, on the Brody tip. I think that's a Brody joke. I think we're going to have to come up with a whole Brody routine, probably 6 to 8 songs, and then go get your jalapeno poppers from upstairs.
I tell you, who don't get no respect, though. It's the gay people, though. They don't get no respect at all. I told my wife, I said, I don't give a damn about same-sex marriage. For God's sakes, we've been having the same sex every Saturday morning for 15 years. Oh, God.
Channeling the spirit of Rodney Dangerfield on that one. Somebody told me that joke, so I can't claim it as an original. Somebody said that in a comment, and I don't know if they stole it or not, but I stole it from them stealing it. That's a Rodney Dangerfield impression, I guess, right? This will probably be our outro theme music. Like when it's time to wrap up the show, I think I'll play the song. You know what? Let's pause it because I'm going to use that for the outro tune before the tune. Let's listen to a few more jokes before we wrap this up, B. Before we wrap it up, yo.
I hate it when I see those advertisements like, oh, it's a dinner for two special. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to decide how many people is going to eat this dinner I'm purchasing. It's just going to be me and 2 plates and a chicken sandwich in one and a hamburger on the other and a basket of bottomless fries and a basket of bottomless fries and 2 beverages so I can double fist my soda pop, maybe 2 different varieties at once. Also a side of crippling depression.
I like that joke, but I guess it comes back to sounding like Mitch Hedberg, sort of, right? You know, it sounds like a Mitch Hedberg bit, right? You know, those dinner for 2, a burger and chicken sandwich. Like, I'm going to decide how many people are enjoying this here meal tonight. Oh, in case you haven't noticed, our producer, Bella Ace, has decided to wake up from her nap. Hello, Bella. Yes, I do allow my dog to kiss me on the mouth, and if that's gross for you, then please click back button on your browser at this time. This is Bella Ace. She's the producer of the show. She's a little tired because she just woke up from a nap. So let's set her over here to do her thing. And that's basically her way of saying, hey, guess what, bro? It's time to finish up your podcast because I'm kind of sick of it. So we're almost done here. We're going to do a few more jokes, and then we're going to wrap it up, B.
I hate it when I see those advertisements.
Okay.
Yeah, I love how in the song, another one bites the dust. All of a sudden, like during the break, all of a sudden it gets all awkward when Freddie Mercury makes a weird confession. All of a sudden, the song is like, I'm adopted. I'm like, he's adopted.
All right, one more.
You guys ever eat that Malto meal? Knockoff Fruity Pebbles. It comes in like a 4-pound bindle that you tie a stick to and take it home. Like the giant industrial-sized bag of cereal. This stuff is so harsh. I call them fruit shingles. The consistency kind of reminds me of like when all that grit rinses off of your roof after a heavy rain. It's kind of like the consistency, only, multicolored. And I eat so much of that stuff that my poops are starting to come out rainbow colored. So now I got LGBTQIA++, left, right, BA, start, colored poop. So it's very gay poop. Like my poop is so gay, when it starts coming out of my butt, it realizes it's surrounded by an asshole and it gets turned on and wants to go back inside. My gay poop tries to turn itself into a poop ding dong so it can re-enter my butthole. That's how gay my poop is from that cereal.
I guess I should call that joke gay poop. Gay poop. We're almost done here.
It's like, man, education's been so bad for so many generations that
I don't like that one. That was not much of a joke. All right, one more. Here we go.
Got any undercover cops in the audience tonight?
Can't wait to try this.
Any undercover police here? Want to raise your hand and make your presence known? No? Yeah, no one raised their hand. It's too bad. Because I had a good tip for you. A good piece of advice for you as an undercover police officer. You know, like, you always see in the movies, I don't even know if this is true, but you see this in the movies where the guy's like, if you're a cop, you have to tell me, right? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, are you a cop? Right? And so I guess, I don't even know if that's true by law, that if somebody asks you if you're an undercover cop, that you have to say yes. But if you want to get around that, if you want to find a loophole, you guys are good at those loopholes. You're good with those. If you want to find a loophole, when you first meet somebody, right, they stick their hand out, say hello, and you go, hey, so-and-so, pleased to meet you. We say it real fast, you know, pleased to meet you. I just think you said pleased, but you gotta work on the delivery for it, you know. Or alternately, like if you're like infiltrating like MI3 or M13, whatever it is, Latin Kings, whatever those gangsters are, south of the border, and go to like one of their Christmas parties, and you'd be like, Feliz Navidad, you know, and they'll be like, yeah, Feliz Navidad. You're like, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, exactly what I said.
All right. I got one more in the month of January, and we're going to finish. This is the last one. I thought this was funny. In fact, I don't even need to play it. I'm just going to say it. I always think it's funny, like Detroit doesn't ever get like the respect it deserves. Like every time you see NFL coverage of a Detroit Lions or any Detroit game, they have to show like, you know, like landmarks or notable things in Detroit. But every time it's the Detroit broadcast, they just show the Ambassador Bridge, which is the bridge that takes you the fuck out of Detroit. It's like, I don't think we have any things to show you here other than the bridge that gets you the fuck out of this city. Like, if I was a Detroiter, I'd be pissed off that they're showcasing, like, how to get out of there. Anyway, those are a bunch of new bits. I've gone all the way back to January, and so I have December, and December is going to be another episode. And November and October and September, I have recordings going back there, but since we're cutting up, we're already past an hour and a half with the Golden Age Pauldcast. In case you're wondering, this is PJ Cote. I'm your venerable and affable host with the most. And right here, being impatient and ready to roll, is our co-host and producer of the program, Miss Bella Ace. She says, thanks, mad love. The Octo Ozbot is living on its own and moving around. The whole thing's getting out of control now, and I think it might be time to kind of call it a day and continue our walk. And we've knocked out a beautiful podcast that will be on YouTube's and Spotify's and everywhere else. We looked at some photography, we listened to some music, and I ran through bits. I feel like the mission of content providing has been successfully completed, and so therefore we can probably call it. And I'm thankful again to any of the space cadets of the Golden Age who've decided to join us on our journey today. Once again, you know my name, and it's PJ Cote. If you want to come on the show and be a guest, I can make a little thing there for you that's got your name attached to it as well, because I'm accommodating like that and, showing hospitality. Bella's washing her face, so I think that means that it might rain. So we need to take our asses home. So without any further ado, I'm going to wrap this up. There's last few things I need to say. If you don't like it and you're not feeling the vibe, any of those jokes don't land with you, you want to get offended, guess what? Go jump in the lake, please, and do that at your earliest convenience. And in other words, much love to everybody. Love everybody unconditionally. And again, I don't dislike you just because you dislike me. I love you anyway. Your opinion of me doesn't influence my opinion of you. And I love everybody, and we're going to keep this going. Thanks for tuning in on the Martian Landscape. Once again, I'm PJ Cote for Bella Ace and all the Space Cadets of the Golden Age. Thanks again for hanging tough. We're going to play our outro music. We're going to cut to our title, and we're going to represent for the beautiful Season 1. I guess it's still Season 1 of the Golden Age Pauldcast. And signing off, once again, this is PJ Cote. Yoba Doba, much love from the Martian Landscape. And let's outro and get it popping. Love y'all. And as promised, here's the last piece I want to do here. If I can find it. Time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready for peace. Go jump in the lake.